Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next hour. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh at Ransamvad 2025 calls for strengthening India's information and cyber infrastructure as urged future wars to be combined play of technology, intelligence, economy and diplomacy. Indian Air Force steps in to carry out relief and rescue operation in Jammu after Vaishno Devi Landslide. Prime Minister Modi extends prayers for everyone's safety and well-being. Donald Trump to host crucial Gaza meeting at White House, predicts conflict resolution by year end. And in US Open Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek begin title bids as Yannick Sinner opens campaign for back-to-back titles. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh asserted that India has never initiated aggression against anyone, but if challenged, India would respond strongly. He was addressing the plenary session at two-day sui generis tri-service dialogue on warfare and war fighting called Ransamvad 2025 in Madhya Pradesh. Ransamvad aims to enhance interaction, communication and cooperation among military communities on issues critical to war fighting. Emphasizing on the meaning of event's name, he said, Ran evokes the sense of battle and conflict, whereas Samvad refers to dialogue and discussion.
Weapons. They will be a combined play of technology, intelligence, economy, and diplomacy. In the times ahead, the nation that masters the triangle of technology, strategy, and adaptability will emerge as the true global power. To put it simply, this is the moment to learn from history and write a new one. That is the moment to anticipate the future and shape one.
Two joint warfare doctrines of our armed forces were released by the Chief of Defence Staff, Army and Navy Chiefs and the Army Vice Chief today. The names of the two doctrines is the Special Forces Doctrine and the Airborne and Heliborne Operations Doctrine. The Special Forces Doctrine provides guidance for the employment of elite forces in high-risk missions requiring precision, stealth and integration with other combat elements. The Airborne and Heliborne Operations Doctrine outlines principles for the rapid deployment, maneuver and employment of forces from the air, enhancing reach, flexibility and response options in various operational scenarios. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, who was presented with these documents, described the thumping success of Operation Sindoor as a validation of Indian Armed Forces integration and superiority. He was addressing the day 2 of the Ransamvad, the maiden tri-service seminar on war and war fighting. And Chief of Army Staff General Upendra Dwivedi, who is on a 4-day official visit to Algeria, visited the Cherchell Military Academy, Algeria's premier institution for officer training. This marks his first overseas engagement since the successful conclusion of Operation Sindoor. During his visit, COAS Upendra Dwivedi was briefed on the Academy's vital role in preparing cadets for leadership as officers in the Algerian army. He interacted with the faculty, commending their dedication and high standards of training. COAS Dwivedi also expressed interest in fostering cooperation and the exchange of best practices between the Cherchell Academy and training institutes of the Indian Armed Forces. The visit underscores India's intent to deepen defence ties with the Maghreb Sahel region of Africa. Now, Union Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal on Tuesday inaugurated the International Symposium on India-Singapore Corridor, Bridging Markets, Resolving Disputes via ADR, organized by the Indian Council of Arbitration during his visit in Singapore. The minister emphasized that the India-Singapore corridor offers immense potential for collaboration in dispute resolution. Speaking at the event, Meghwal said the symposium marks an important step in strengthening the culture of arbitration in India. He noted that alternative dispute resolution mechanisms not only enhance the ease of doing business but also brings India's judicial process in line with global standards. And Minister of State for Foreign Trade Affairs Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al Said of Qatar arrived in India on Tuesday. He is leading a high-level investment delegation from Qatar. The minister last visited India on December 2nd, 2024 and participated in the CII Partnership Summit and met Indian counterpart Piyush Goyal on the sidelines. India and Qatar held the first meeting of the Joint Task Force on Investment in June last year in New Delhi. The two sides held comprehensive discussions on boosting India-Qatar investment partnership and required steps for the same. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to embark on a 4-day visit to Japan and China from August 29th. The Indian Prime Minister's engagements include the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit and 25th meeting of Council of Heads of State of the Shanghai Cooperation Council in Tianjin.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will embark on a crucial 4-day visit to Japan and China from 28th of August. His engagements will begin in Tokyo with the 15th India-Japan Annual Summit, which will set the agenda for the spatial strategic and global partnership between the two nations.
This is a significant visit for several reasons. It's Prime Minister Modi's first annual summit with Prime Minister Ishiba. It is also his first standalone visit to Japan in nearly 7 years. He last visited for the annual summit in 2018. This will be a visit that will be fully dedicated to the bilateral agenda between India and Japan. This is also Prime Minister's 8th visit to Japan since he took office in 2014.
Over the last decade, India and Japan have steadily expanded cooperation in defense and security, science and technology, infrastructure, mobility, and deep people-to-people exchanges. Prime Minister will meet prominent political leaders of Japan and take part in Business Leaders Forum with captains of Indian and Japanese industry. These interactions are aimed at deepening trade, investment, and technology relationships between the two countries. Ahead of the visit, India's Foreign Secretary said India attaches a high value to the Quad Group. He added that leaders of India and Japan want to further their cooperation on issues such as critical minerals under the framework of Quad Group.
The Quad is indeed an important platform for working on and promoting peace, stability, prosperity and development in the Indo-Pacific region. It covers critical and emerging technologies. There's an initiative with regard to critical minerals that has been discussed recently. So these are all issues that are a priority both for India and for Japan. Both our countries attach high value to this forum and to this partnership.
From Japan, Prime Minister Modi will travel to China for the SCO summit. On August 31st and September 1st, he will join the 25th meeting of the heads of the states of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi will visit Tianjin, China for the 25th meeting of the Council of Heads of State of the Shanghai Cooperation Council, the SCO. The SCO was established with the primary goal of countering three evils of terrorism, separatism and extremism, which continue to remain a challenge. Today, as a regional platform, there is a broader range of sectors of cooperation among the SCO members.
The SCO brings together 10 countries: India, Belarus, China, Iran, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Russia, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. During India's presidency in 2023, the SCO adopted a joint statement on countering radicalization, extremism and terrorism. Security cooperation remains a focus area of SCO. Bureau Report, DD India.
Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. Monsoon fury continues in parts of North India. We'll get you updates from Punjab, Himachal and Jammu and Kashmir. In view of prevailing weather conditions, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh shares detailed update on the situation in Jammu division. And on World Lake Day, India spotlights efforts to revive vital water bodies.
This week on Defense Dynamics, we decode India-France jet engine collaboration. We explain how the Agni 5 test reinforces peace through strength and how INS Himgiri showcases India's indigenous naval power. We also analyze Israel's Rampage missile and how it boosts Indian Air Force's precision strike edge, and why Indian Army Chief's visit to Algeria so important. Sharp insights, clear explanations, Defense Dynamics this Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Can the US launch a bombing campaign against Iran? The Philippines vessel suffered structural damage. The saga of
Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. In Jammu, at least 5 people were killed and 14 were injured after heavy rainfall led to a landslide on the route to the Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine atop the Trikuta Hill on Tuesday afternoon. Authorities fear toll to rise further. Rescue operations are underway and the pilgrimage was suspended. All devotees are advised to replan their yatra to the shrine once the weather improves. Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board has established a dedicated helpline desk at ENR Niharika. The contact numbers are +91 990 60 19460, 99060 19446 and 9103 491 554. An Indian force is also pitching in to carry out relief and rescue operation in Jammu. IC-130 and IL-76 landed in Jammu with NDRF load from Hindon, including relief and rescue material. Helicopters, assets like Chinook Mi-17 V5 are also on active standby at all nearby bases like Jammu, Udhampur, Srinagar and Pathankot. And Prime Minister Modi has extended condolences on the lives lost due to landslide on the route to the Sri Mata Vaishno Devi temple. He said this is saddening. He has expressed his thoughts for the bereaved families. He prayed for the early recovery of the injured. The administration is assisting all those affected. Prime Minister has also extended prayers for everyone's safety and well-being. And the spell of rain continues in Jammu for the third consecutive day on Wednesday. All government and private schools, colleges, institutes and universities will remain closed today. In view of the situation, the centre has ordered activation of intra-circle roaming services in Jammu and Kashmir. And the traffic on Jammu, Srinagar and Kishtwar-Doda national highways was suspended, while dozens of hilly roads were blocked or damaged by landslides or flash floods. An Indian Army continues to conduct search and relief operations in flood-affected areas. And in view of prevailing weather conditions, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has shared detailed update on the situation in Jammu Division. The entire Jammu Division, excluding Poonch and Rajouri districts, continues to experience rainfall, although the intensity has reduced. The Tavi River, which posed a major concern earlier, has shown signs of receding. However, River Chenab still flowing close to the danger mark. Restoration of electricity, water supply and mobile services remains administrators' top priority. Authorities have been working overnight on these efforts. SDRF, NDRF, paramilitary forces, Army and Air Force are actively coordinating with civil administration. And as a precautionary measure, all schools and colleges have been ordered to remain closed until further notice, while public is advised to avoid non-essential movement for safety. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi is personally monitoring the situation and receiving regular updates. All right, we'll go across to DD India's Ankush Sharma. He is joining us live from Jammu on the situation there. Ankush, tell us about the situation there. First of all, in Vaishno Devi, what's the status of rescue operations and conditions of the injured?
See, the rain has stopped now, but the danger is still there in Shri Mata Vaishno Devi's Ardhkuwari, where landslide occurred yesterday, which leads many casualties and injuries. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Draupadi Murmu also wrote on X. They have expressed their deep condolences towards the families who lost their loved ones. And the rescue operation is still underway there, and Army, NDRF, police and NGOs are already working in Jammu to rescue the stranded people here in Jammu. In Katra also rescue operation is underway, and many casualties has been reported from there, and many injuries also reported. Till now in Jammu, yesterday floods is very huge. Damage was very huge, and in many places houses were damaged, shops were flushed away in flash floods, and we have also information that many vehicles swept away in these floods. So rescue operations are underway. The main priority of the government right now is to restoration of electricity, water supply and internet connectivity. I want to mention here that internet connectivity has been restored in some places, electricity has been restored in some places, and which places are left, the authorities are working to restore there also. Army is also contributing a lot right now in Jammu to rescue people, and many people still strayed in many areas of Jammu like Suchetgarh, RS-Pura, Pirkhu, and many more places of Jammu is being affected. So right now, Meteorology Department again predicted some relief for Jammu and Kashmir. The next 2 days will be some relief in rainfall in Jammu. Right now, we have got the information that Meteorology Department review the situation. Meanwhile, CM Amar Abdullah also reached Jammu. He inspects the situation in Bhagwati Nagar, 4th bridge, which was damaged yesterday. And the situation is right now, I can say, is manageable, but the danger is still there, because in Chenab River, the danger level is still above, it is flowing above danger level right now. So danger is still there, but authorities are working to restore the facilities, and also administration ordered today as well for closure of schools, universities, and government government offices as well. So authorities are working. NDRF teams, 8 more NDRF teams has been deployed to rescue, to participate in rescue operation, and aircrafts were sent in Jammu, in which NDRF teams and rescue operation supplies, essential things also carried. So right now this rain is stopped, but I can say the situation is normal, and we can expect that after tomorrow, upcoming 2-3 days, it will take some time to back on the track. The daily life is back on the track. Will be after.
Yeah, next few days will be very crucial, Ankush.
Now the situation is not working to restore electricity, mobile services,
Yes, Ankush,
and
you
basic
have
essentials.
told us about the relief and rescue operations also, and Indian Air Force is also pitching in to carry out the rescue operations in Jammu. Authorities, you are saying, that have sounded a flood alert in the Jammu region. The next few days will be crucial. Ankush, are there concerns about more landslides or weather-related disruptions in the coming days? And also tell us about the advisories that have been issued by the authorities.
The fresh advisories is about to issue by the government of Jammu and Kashmir, because the advisories was for 27th of August. So the fresh advisories may be there in after few hours, but according to meteorology department, that they have again predicted from 28th to 30th August again spell of rain in Jammu division, and from 31st to 2nd of September there will be chances of landslides, thunderstorms, cloudbursts. So in Jammu, I can say that the next week is very crucial to review, and the next week is very crucial for Jammu and Kashmir, and people should stay indoors, and as administration is already asking people to not to go nearby the water bodies. So the situation is quite normal right now, but in next few 1 or 2 days, it is very important to see what will be happen, and people should take precautions very seriously at
Absolutely,
this time.
people need to be cautious. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for getting us the latest on that story from Jammu. Heavy rain and overflowing rivers wreaked havoc across 7 districts of Punjab, with Army and BSF joining the rescue and relief operations that included the use of helicopters and boats. Met Department has issued an orange alert for 11 districts in most parts of the state. So far, around 130 villages across 7 districts remain badly affected. In a swift and daring operation, Indian Army Aviation evacuated 22 CRPF personnel along with 3 civilians who had been stranded near Madhopur headworks since yesterday. In a turn of events that underscores the urgency of the operation, the building where they had been sheltering collapsed shortly after their evacuation, highlighting the timeliness and precision of the rescue. This successful operation once again reflects the Indian Army's unwavering commitment to safeguarding lives and its ability to respond promptly in crisis situations. The synergy between Indian Army and local authorities ensured that a potential tragedy was averted. And heavy rains have triggered landslides and swollen rivers and streams, disrupting road connectivity in several parts of Himachal Pradesh. As per the Met Department, in the month of August, the state has received 62% more rain than normal, especially in Kullu district. It has rained 155% more than normal. Shimla has received 112%, Solan has received 117%, and Una district has received 128% more rain than normal. The downpour has caused extensive damage to the Kiratpur-Manali National Highway at multiple locations, forcing its closure to traffic. Several other roads and restaurants were swept away in Manali, while locals were evacuated in Mandi. Almost all districts in the hill state except Lahaul and Spiti have been receiving rainfall since Sunday night, with no respite expected until September 1st. As a precaution, schools and government institutions in the affected areas remain closed today. All right, we'll go across to our correspondents. Gurmeet Singh is joining us live from Jalandhar and Rachna Verma from Shimla. Gurmeet, I'll come to you first. What's the situation there on the ground in Jalandhar, particularly in Punjab? What areas are currently the worst affected by the rising river levels?
See, Abhishek, at present, the monsoon turned into almost nightmare for the people living in the border areas of Punjab. Specifically, if I talk about Pathankot, Gurdaspur, Fazilka, Firozpur, all these areas are affected at this point in time. Presently, the water level in all rivers and the dams is increasing, constantly increasing, and that is creating problem for the people living in villages, the rural areas as well as in the urban areas. So if I talk about Jalandhar, Jalandhar is an urban area which is into the interior, so that is not that worst affected, but still the roads are waterlogged, and people are they are criticizing the local administration for the waterlogging taking place on roads in the town, in the main areas. So if we talk about specifically the villages which have been affected by the latest events that have taken place, so about 130 villages as per an estimate of the 7 districts have been affected, and the rescue teams have been sent to those areas. People of those areas have been asked to leave the places and move to the safer locations, and also the NDRF, SDRF, the army teams and BSF are also have been deployed into the different areas to rescue the people from these areas. As well as the red alert has been issued for 5 districts of the Punjab, starting from Pathankot, Gurdaspur, Sangrur, Barnala and Mansa. And orange alert has also been issued in the 11 districts of Punjab. So rain, incessant rains are happening since last 94 hours. And if we talk about Pathankot, then the latest input that we are getting in at this point in time is that Pathankot Jalandhar highway is witnessing overflowing of the water that is coming from the Hydel Canal, UBDC Canal and MB Link Canal, as well as all 3 rivers of the Punjab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj are, the water level is increasing at this point in time. If we talk about Gurdaspur specifically, then about 7 villages have been disconnected with the rest of the country because the flood waters have reached to these villages, crops are damaged, and the rescue teams are reaching to these places and asking the people to leave for the safer areas. As well as if we talk about the district administration, they have issued the control room numbers, helpline numbers, and and appeal to the people that if they have any information, significant information, then they can share it with the district administration. They want to know anything, then they can also call on the provided number. The Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann is scheduled to visit Pathankot and Gurdaspur today. He's reached Gurdaspur's Deenanagar area and taking stock of the situation, talking to the district administration and giving directions to the officials at this point in time, and is also scheduled to go to Pathankot after Gurdaspur. So right Punjab, now the situation really is not under control, but the administration with us,
Gurmeet.
Doing all the
meanwhile,
efforts.
Rachna Verma is also with us from Shimla. Rachna, red alert there in several places at Himachal. What is the latest on the ground there?
Definitely, this monsoon season has been particularly catastrophic for Himachal Pradesh, marked by mounting human losses, widespread infrastructure losses, and massive economic burdens. As I talk about the damage, currently Chamba district is one of the most affected district, which has been completely cut off from the state. Communication lines were down, roads are inaccessible, and emergency services are not reaching to the people who need it the most. If I may talk about the Manimesh Yatra, which is a very prominent and very prestigious yatra of Chamba district, which started on August 17, has been put on halt due to the massive landslides and cloudburst. Currently the rescue operation is going on through helicopter. If I may talk about the another 2 districts which is like completely on the verge of losing connectivity from the rest of the state is Mandi and Kullu. As you can see the visuals that there is roads and highways are completely washed away in the massive Beas river. Apart from that, people are suffering a lot. Truck drivers are stuck in NH areas in lots of tunnels, and administration is trying their best to provide them the basic amenities like food, water, but they are from the past 72 hours they are on the NH area and completely stranded, and the perishable items are completely rotten, which has put a financial burden on truck drivers and agriculture sector as well.
Absolutely. People bracing for more rains because there is no respite for the next few days. We'll leave it at that. Thank you for getting us the latest. Gurmeet from Jalandhar and Rachna from Shimla in Himachal. Still to come on this edition of DD India News Hour. All right, what gives India the confidence to hold its ground against US tariffs? Experts take on the impact after the break. US President Donald Trump says he is prepared to impose economic sanctions against Russia if Vladimir Putin fails to agree to a ceasefire. And France's southeast continues to battle scorching blaze of wildfires. Over 1 million hectares of land across the European Union affected so far this year. Welcome back. You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Recap of our top stories. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh at Ransambar 2025 calls for strengthening India's information and cyber infrastructure. Asserts future was to be combined play of technology, intelligence, economy and diplomacy. Indian Air Force steps in to carry out relief and rescue operation in Jammu after Vaishno Devi Landslide. PM Modi extends prayers for everyone's safety and well-being. Donald Trump to host crucial Gaza meeting at White House, predicts conflict resolution by year end. And in US Open, Coco Gauff Iga Swiatek begin title bids as Yannick Sinner opens campaign for back-to-back titles. Notwithstanding the 50% tariffs on Indian exports to the US that have come into effect, PM Narendra Modi has reiterated his steadfast and unwavering support for the Indian peasants while underlining the importance of self-reliance. Prime Minister Modi recently called on citizens to be a carrier of vocal for local, noting that India has made self-reliance the foundation of building a developed nation. Cautioning that the world is witnessing politics driven by economic self-interest, the Prime Minister affirmed that the welfare of India's small entrepreneurs, shopkeepers, farmers and livestock rearers is paramount for him.
आप सभी आज दुनिया में आर्थिक स्वार्थ वाली राजनीति सबको अपना करने में लगा है, उसे हम भली भांति देख रहे हैं। मैं अहमदाबाद की इस धरती से अपने लघु उद्यमियों से कहूंगा, मेरे छोटे छोटे दुकानदार भाई बहनों से कहूंगा मेरे किसान भाइयों से कहूंगा, मेरे पशुपालक भाई बहन से कहूंगा, और मैं गांधी की धरती पे से बोल रहा हूं, मेरे देश के लघु उद्यमी हो, किसान हो, पशुपालक हो, हर किसी के लिए मैं आपको बार बार वादा करता हूं, मोदी के लिए आपके हित सर्वोपरि है। मेरी सरकार लघु उद्यमियों का, किसानों का, पशुपालकों का कभी भी अहित नहीं होने देंगी। दबाव कितना ही क्यों ना आए, हम झेलने की अपनी ताकत बढ़ाते जाएंगे।
And speaking at a program in Gujarat's Hansalpur on Tuesday, PM Modi stressed that Made in India electric vehicles are now driving onto the global stage, saying it reflects our nation's growing strength in green mobility. He added that the world will now drive EVs that say Made in India.
सुजुकी जापान भारत में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कर रही है और जो गाड़ियां बन रही है वो वापस जापान को एक्सपोर्ट की जा रही है। ये जापान और भारत के रिश्तों की मजबूती तो है ही, भारत को लेकर ग्लोबल कंपनियों के भरोसे को भी ये आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करता है। एक तरह से मारुति सुजुकी जैसी कंपनियां मेक इन इंडिया की ब्रांड एम्बेसडर बन चुकी है। लगातार 4 साल से मारुति भारत की सबसे बड़ी कार एक्सपोर्टर है। अब आज से ईवी एक्सपोर्ट को भी उसी स्केल पर ले जाने की शुरुआत हो रही है। अब दुनिया के दर्जनों देशों में जो ईवी चलेगी उसमें लिखा होगा मेड इन इंडिया।
And the Prime Minister also said that the Make in India initiative has created a favorable environment for both global and domestic manufacturers.
स्वदेशी ये हमारा जीवन मंत्र बनना चाहिए दोस्तों। गर्व से स्वदेशी की तरफ चल पड़ो। और यहां जापान के द्वारा जो चीजें बन रही है ना, ये भी स्वदेशी है। मेरी स्वदेशी की व्याख्या बहुत सिंपल है। पैसा किसका लगता है उसे मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं है। वो डॉलर है, पाउंड है, वो करेंसी काली है, गोरी है, मुझे कोई लेना देना नहीं। लेकिन जो प्रोडक्शन है उसमें पसीना मेरे देशवासियों का होगा। पैसा किसी का, पसीना हमारा। जो प्रोडक्शन होगा उसमें महक मेरी देश की मिट्टी की होगी, मेरी भारत मां की होगी। इस भाव के साथ आप मेरे साथ चलिए दोस्तों। 2047 में हम ऐसा हिंदुस्तान बनाएंगे, आपकी आने वाली अनेक पीढ़ियां आपके इस त्याग का गर्व करेगी, आपके इस योगदान का गर्व करेगी।
Earlier, Reserve Bank of India's Governor Sanjay Malhotra highlighted India's robust macroeconomic fundamentals and strong post-pandemic recovery at the feedback conference in Mumbai. In his address, the RBI Governor underscored that financial stability and price stability are vital for sustaining economic growth, as he urged banks and corporates to join hands in driving fresh investments and reigniting the nation's entrepreneurial spirit.
We are now at a critical juncture, as noted by some of my earlier speakers, as we navigate the choppy global economic environment characterized by heightened trade uncertainty and persisting geopolitical tensions. We need to push the frontiers of growth. We all must step up our efforts to address the emerging challenges and at the same time seize the opportunities that are coming our way.
All right, the United States has double tariffs on India exports, but the government maintains that the impact on our economy will be limited. To help us understand this better, we are joined by Professor Rakesh Mohan Joshi, who is Vice Chancellor at IIFT. Welcome, Professor Joshi. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. First of all, Professor, while other major economies like Japan, EU and South Korea have bowed to Trump's pressure, India remains defiant. Tell us what gives India the confidence to hold its ground.
Thank you so much. And India is at a critical juncture, and you are very right to say that the other countries, they responded to the tariff assault by President Donald Trump in a reactive manner, wherein they had some reciprocal tariffs like China. There was a different reaction with Brazil and Canada, but India maintained a very stable posture. We were very measured response was given from India. But only thing is, India's measured gesture at the restraint should not be considered as a weakness in the global environment. And what Prime Minister has talked about, today and, right from beginning, from 15th August, his Independence Day speech is that probably the time has come that India need to, emphasize upon self-reliance and what we call as a Swadeshi. Not only India, but, when America uses what we call as self-reliance and they use protectionism. And, what the Prime Minister has talked very, clearly that America is using these tariffs for a political reason. It has become very clear to everybody. But India is on a very robust footing. If you look into, you have seen the very recently what the RBI governor was talking about. India is the only largest economy, which is large economy, which is growing at 6.4% GDP. No other economy in the large economies. If you see the present projection, in India and America, even in 2025, fourth quarter or even second, third, our growth is going to be stable, 6.4. The growth of all the developed economies is going to be only 1.5 because of all this multiplicity of the reasons, which is the tariff assault, the supply chain disruptions, war, and so many things. India is still going to be much, America's growth in the fourth quarter of 2025 is going to be 1.7%. We are a very strong footing. If you look into, India has got a great working age population, almost 700 million. Which this working age population in America is much lower than India and even in China. And then it is not. We are growing. India's median age is 29 years. America's median age is 38 years. China's is 39 years. And all time to come, India is not only a large economy and a big force, we are going to be a big force. Because our fertility rate is 1.9, America's fertility rate is 1.6, and China is 1.1. India cannot be neglected by any other country. Indian economy, the domestic market in India's economy is extremely important, unlike Vietnam, Singapore, Hong Kong, and many other countries. So our growth is basically based on the domestic market as well. Anyway, no doubt that America accounting for 18-19% of our export accounting for 20-22% of the GDP, it would have some impact, but I am very sure that India has taken a resolve of transform these challenges or calamity into an opportunity. And what Prime Minister has called is that, India is likely to emerge as much stronger than any time before. The way we become stronger in 1991 when the watershed reforms took place, and even in the COVID you have seen the largest number of deaths occurred in America and not in India. India not only produced the vaccines for its people, but India became the supplier of the vaccines to the entire world. And our manufacturing engine did not halted like in China. China and America, even now, the PMI, Purchase Managers Index, is less than 50, which is 48, 49, wherein India's manufacturing is 59 and above, which tells about the robust economy in terms of manufacturing and our moving forward in manufacturing. Less than 50 is contraction. Manufacturing in America and China is contracting. India's manufacturing is increasing. So I think it could be a matter of time, but I am very confident, very optimistic about the people of this country, about the resolve of this country, and will absolutely come victorious.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you, sir. We are running short of time. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you.
Moving on, the festival of Ganesh Chaturthi is being celebrated from today, marking the birth of Lord Ganesha, the remover of obstacles and the god of wisdom and prosperity. Special celebrations are taking place in Mumbai with lakhs of devotees thronging at iconic Lal Bagh Raja. For 10 days, it becomes the heart of Mumbai's celebrations, drawing devotees and visitors from across India and abroad. Devotees also thronged at famous Siddhivinayak temple in Mumbai from early morning to offer prayers and perform darshan along with their loved ones on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. Ganesh Chaturthi, which lasts 10 days, is marked by prayers, aartis and community celebrations culminating in the Visarjan, where idols are immersed in water and chants and music. This year, Ganesh Visarjan will take place next Saturday, that is September 6th. President and Prime Minister of India extended their greetings to all Indians residing in the country and abroad on Ganesh Chaturthi. All right, we'll go across to Mumbai. DD India's Yogesh Sheetal joins us for more. Yogesh, a grand celebration of faith and culture, Ganeshotsav, has begun across Maharashtra today. What's the atmosphere like where you are?
Right, Abhishek, the 10-day festival has just begun. You can see behind me the Lal Bagh Raja, one of the the prominent Ganpatis here in Mumbai, and also not only Lal Bagh Raja but also the Ganesh Gali, Siddhivinayak temple, and there are more than 3,000 mandals. If you just go through the application that have been received by the BMC, 3,991 approx applications have been received, out of which 60% applications have been granted, because this year there was also a new new rule that the police clarification and the other agencies clarification also needed to be attached with the application. So the rules have been made quite stringent, because there are certain issues we have seen in the last few years. At the same time, BMC has also laid down certain rules and have allowed people not to use DJ or any musical instruments on some highways, some basically railway bridges, to ensure there is no safety concern. Apart from that, coming to police administrations, yes, adequate security has been arranged. More than 20,000 police personnel have been deployed at various places, CCTV monitoring centers, drones. Everything have been used to ensure that the people enjoy the festival with great festivity, sense of security, fervor and everything. So Ganpati, we know after that Dahi Handi, Ganpati is one of the prominent festivals that have been celebrated in Maharashtra particularly, and now after this festival we will be waiting for Navratri. So this time the festival season is currently on in Mumbai and also entire Maharashtra, and this is the view I can show our audience at this point in time. You can see the people since morning they have been they are thronged to different mandals and they are just taking the darshan, the glimpses of their Lord Ganpati. The devotees are there, and the entire the mandals, the premises are with the slogans of Ganpati Bappa Moria, Pudya Varsha Jaldiya. This is what we have been witnessing here in Mumbai.
All right, thank you, Yogesh, for showing us those latest visuals. We'll leave it at that, but yes, we'll keep coming back to you. A national capital, Delhi's largest and most beautifully curated Ganesh Chaturthi celebration this year has been organized by Dr. Jay Madan. Her residence at Jorbagh is witnessing a soulful gathering of devotees to welcome Lord Ganesh and seek his blessings. Jaipur's Moti Dungri temple witnessed large number of devotees gathering to offer prayers and perform puja since morning. The prayers began with Mangal Aarti of Lord Ganesh idol. The idol was adorned with golden crown and a special traditional necklace offered to the Lord. And following a long-standing tradition, Uttar Pradesh's Sambal district holds a fair dedicated to Lord Ganesh. The festival is centered around a unique story leading to the construction of Ganesh temple by a native. The temple saw millions of devotees arriving as early as 3:30 a.m. to seek blessings of the Lord. A grand procession with various tableaux will also take place later in the day. And Coimbator's Munthi Vinayagar temple also witnessed a huge influx of devotees on the occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi. Described as one of the largest temples of the city, devotees express happiness to be able to get a darshan of the remover of obstacles on this pious day. And known for its unique and elaborate decorations, Bengaluru's Sri Satya Ganpati Shirdi Sai Temple started the festival activities from an early morning Abhishek ceremony followed by a Mahamangalarti. The temple management ensured continuous prasad distribution and comfortable facilities for devotees visiting the temple to offer their obeisance to the god. Moving further, US President Donald Trump will chair a meeting on Gaza at the White House on Wednesday. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff said that Washington expected Israel's conflict in the Palestinian territory to be settled by the end of the year. Trump's term began with a ceasefire which lasted 2 months. Trump stunned the world earlier this year when he suggested the United States should take control of the Gaza Strip, clear out its 2 million inhabitants and build seaside real estate. Trump said the United States would remove rubble and unexploded bombs and turn Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu praised the proposal, which was heavily criticized by many European and Arab states. India's Ministry of External Affairs has condemned the killing of journalists in Khan Yunis, Gaza. MEA spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said, and I quote him here, "The killing of journalists is shocking and deeply regrettable. India has always condemned loss of civilian lives in conflict. We understand that the Israeli authorities have already instituted an investigation," unquote. And US President Donald Trump said on Tuesday he is prepared to impose economic sanctions against Russia if Vladimir Putin fails to agree to a ceasefire. At a cabinet meeting, Trump said it will not be a world war, but it will be an economic war. Trump is seeking one-on-one talks between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Putin. Though Zelensky has agreed in principle to such talks, Putin has not. While France's southeast continues to battle scorching blaze of wildfires with over 1 million hectares of land across the European Union affected so far this year. As of Tuesday, an estimated of more than 100,000 hectares, an area larger than the island nation of Cyprus, had been ravaged by fire. The record-breaking fires come amid an intense summer heat wave that has shattered temperature records across southern France and fueled fire risk in several countries. All right, sports now. We'll start with tennis. In US Open 2025, Iga Swiatek and Jannik Sinner cruised to the second round with routine wins. Wimbledon winner Swiatek cruised past Emiliana Arango 6-1, 6-2 in an hour without facing a breakpoint. Swiatek has been in exquisite form since the Cincinnati Open. She will next face Susan Lamens in round 2. In other women's singles action, French Open winner Coco Gauff secured a hard-fought victory over Ayla Tomljanovic. Gauff had to dig deep in a classic 3-set thriller to advance into the next round. She will face Donna Vekic in round 2. Meanwhile, top-ranked men's defending champion Jannik Sinner thrashed Vit Kopriva in straight sets. Sinner is into the second round where he will face Australia's Alexei Popyrin. And on this World Lake Day, India is spotlighting its ambitious efforts to revive and protect the country's vital water bodies through the flagships like Mission Amrit Sarovar, Jal Shakti Abhiyan and many more to restore traditional ponds that once sustained agriculture and communities.
Have you ever watched the sun sink into the waters of a lake? A lake is not just a still body of water, it is the heartbeat of our planet. Understanding this significance, the Government of India launched Mission Amrit Sarovar, a pledge to build 75 lakes in every district and revive the traditional ponds that once nurtured our land. Today, more than 68,000 Amrit Sarovars have been completed. Imagine how many villages found water again, how much greenery returned, how many lives were touched by hope. Alongside came the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain, with the motto Water Conservation, People's Participation. Now every drop of rain directly recharges the earth and gives life to our farms. Lakes are also the guardians of our culture and heritage. Take Maharashtra's Lona Lake, a marvel of nature and history. To protect and develop it, the government invested more than 90 crores. The theme of World Lake Day 2025 is Lakes, the lifeblood of our planet. To save a lake is to save our tomorrow. For as long as our lakes live, our civilization will live.
Well, that's all we have in this edition of DD India News Hour, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.